after they saw the first leg revealed here by Pyosik as we're getting ready for game number 2. And the well-oiled machine of DNS looking great. Both Pyosik and Dudu giving a lot of credit to Odin, who did come in this year, and just saying that you know, the direction, they're kind of all on the same page now. They've all been put into the same team, it feels like, and we can tell the difference for sure.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see, because we've already had a lot of big picks taken out. I mean, I think the Azir Orianna already been traded. And it also just feels like, you know, with Jace being taken away, there's already more freedom in the bans. So we'll see how things develop with it being a fearless best of 5. And the fact that Vikla, his Azir game 1, didn't end up giving them a win is a big blow. We had this remaking draft, had some issues, shouldn't be long.
Looks like that fan there said that she canceled her interview to come watch. Not sure if that's a good idea, but now they have to win, of course.
Yeah.
Because she did that. Taking a look at the bans so far, the same, you know, same sides, same selection order for the team, so not a big surprise.
Question is, do we see, I think the third pick, ban, sorry, from BFX was what I thought might change. And yeah, they end up banning the Vi instead. And it was Pantheon here for the DN Super, so they will ban that still. Xin Zhao, open and available. Did get buffs in this patch. Not the craziest buffs, but actually just going to go immediately for the Rise. A pick that did receive some nerfs and suffer from the phase rush nerf, but obviously actualize it is cheaper, so that is a bit of a benefit in that regard. And DN Supers immediately grabbed the Corki, which was banned by them in the second rotation. And closes like Ambring and Cassiopeia into the Rise. I feel like we've seen a lot more Nivea into it recently, but he's taken the Cassio side of the matchup with no hesitation.
Remember Showmaker on the Cassio just last week, making a fool out of some of those teams. He was very good on that and had one of our highlight plays of last week, and now Closer's gonna try his hand.
And the thing with the phase rush nerf is when you think specifically about the matchups into, you know, Cassiopeia and Anivia, the movement speed from phase rush combined with the slow resistance was what helped you kind of evade, you know, the fact that like when Cassiopeia threw Miasma down or when Anivia put a Glacial Storm down. So it'll be interesting to see if the nerfs really hit in this matchup more than just, you know, we necessarily saw from the Orianna in the last game. Be interesting there. Clear grabs the Renekton very early on.
Oh!
Lee Sin denial by Raptor. So no Pyosik Lee Sin today, and he finds that very entertaining.
Maybe a bit of a caster curse from our spacers today. They said 100% we're going to see it, Chekhov's gun and all that, but you know what? What if they just take it away?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the solo lanes you have, both of them have point-and-click CC. Very good setup for the Lee Sin. They land their CC, you land your Sonic Wave, it's guaranteed. But it is 3 short-range champions funneling into a Wukong, into a Cassiopeia. You know, the lane setup is great for being KFRX, but I'm a little bit concerned when we get into the fights.
Yeah, and I mean, they had winning lanes last time, and they weren't able to push those leads, and now this time, like, yeah, maybe you can make some plays with your jungler, but if that doesn't go well, you're kind of falling behind and maybe hoping for Rise to pick up a lot of the slack later on, but already liking what the DN Supers have into BNK. Feels like it counters them a lot, as Lulu going to be taken away. Yeah,
they ban the Lucian out. They want to deal with that lane pressure with a lot of combinations. And interestingly, they ban the Gwen. I was thinking, because they banned the Nami to stop Corki Nami, but I'm thinking, you know, you pick Renekton, you're concerned about like Gnar, you're concerned about Kennen. But instead opting to ban away the Gwen in this situation, I mean, I feel like here...
I think they're scared of the year of Dudu.
I think Gnar is such a solid pick. There's already so much disruption on the team. You can just slam that one and feel pretty happy. You know, we've seen this matchup a lot of times in Renekton. It is Gnar favored. Obviously, we've seen some Renektons find points where you can challenge, you can find solo kills, but as the game goes on, it just becomes more and more miserable.
Yeah. There's definitely opportunities, you know, against Mininar for an Ekton and Leeson to do work. And even, you know, maybe even find dives. As we're going to see Sivir Karma in the bottom lane. That can be very difficult to deal with. Let's see what will go with the Corki here for Peter.
Yeah, so a lot of mobility to sort of set up these bruises that you have on the top side of the map. But it does mean you are kind of locked into trying to really get ahead in this lane. And we'll see what Peter's going to go here.
Yuumi.
Oh.
Alistair, okay.
Honestly, I would have loved to see him go for an Enchanter to sort of just outscale the Karma and sustain through her poke. The thing with going Alistair in this situation, we've seen a lot of Corki Alistair, you're going to get bullied on lane. And you have limited recourse because so much of the Corki's damage can be mitigated by the Sivir. You know, you can spell shield the Phosphorus Bomb and then just kind of disengage from the trades. So I think this Sivir Karma is going to have a great time in the bot lane. I think for the DN Supers, their 5v5 feels great. That's where they really feel fantastic. I think I'm just a little bit concerned about the bot lane. The solo lane matchups, though, are good for the DN Supers, so they're definitely happy there. It's really on Raptor on this Lee Sin to get the ball rolling. If they find momentum, they have the speed up from the bot lane. The bot lane should naturally win out and get ahead, secure some early dragons, and then take over the game for the mid game. But I think if you start to make mistakes, if you start to fall behind, the game becomes very difficult.
It absolutely does, and you know, I know we just finished the draft, but we do have to go back to the execution of Game 1, where DNS absolutely dominated in terms of just the gameplay. And you know, they had a losing bot lane last time as well, and it didn't seem to matter as they handled the dive perfectly. And Alistair should be able to handle it very well. Alistair, by the way, is so good against all of the melees in the top side of the map as well. So hoping to get through the lanes and do what they did in Game 1. Let's see if it works in Game 2. All right, here we go. Second game on the cards, and I feel like this is going to be either a big turning point, or we might find out just what this series is going to look like. Because if DNS win again, I think it might just be 3-0. Like, I think DNS have just leveled up a lot more than we expected. BNK were not ready for it, and I think they just go on to win. If BNK tie it up, I would say probably BNK would go on to a pretty comfortable victory from there, but and maybe say, you know, Game 1 was a fluke. We're better than that. As we're trying to trade level 1 with Alistair against 2 range. Not very much enjoying that, and barriers going to be used.
Yeah, hard to find good trades, but to be fair, Peter kind of soaked the Mantra Q from Kellen, so it only hit him. And Alistair does have a decent amount of sustain later and has more health potions than the Corki, so it's not too bad, honestly. You really are in a bad lane matchup here, so I think the fact that they traded at all and win immediately blown out the lane is kind of okay. I know Peter does look very low in this situation, but it's honestly not too bad right now. It's not going to get better, though. That's the thing I'm trying to highlight. It's only going to get more painful.
Yeah. We saw all the smirking from Peter. Maybe it was just him knowing that he's going to have to deal with this and somehow navigate it. Maybe he wanted to play Yuumi, and the coach and the team were like, no, we need an Alistair. And he's like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to deal with it. And we know that he can, but it's not going to be easy. You see already a lot of poke coming down. Very curious about Closer's Cassiopeia here into Vikla. Obviously, Closer did look a lot better than Vikla in Game 1. Didn't help that Vikla was just dying to Orianna Nocturne combos over and over. Yeah,
it was definitely a team effort.
Yeah.
But here, I think you have the... Even though the Cassiopeia, you know, we often see as a counter into the Rise, you have the stronger mid-jungle.
Yeah, there's the flash forward and the root. That is the setup, and Closer is just dead. First blood given over to Vikla, just like that, before 3 minutes.
Yeah, well played. That's exactly why you want to play the Lee Sin with the Rise. You know, you get that point-and-click CC, the guaranteed Sonic Wave. You even saw Raptor walk backwards to get out of the Miasma to reactivate.
Gonna get rooted after the headbutt. That's unfortunate there for Peter, who does have to use his heal.
Duck down. Not a fun time.
Yeah.
We even saw Peter go for a reset early and get a refillable. You're going to be using those charges a lot. So the replay here, big difference is that Closer doesn't have Ghost, he has Teleport. So he flashes, but he gets chased down. We see Raptor walk back at him at Miasma, but still in range to reactivate the Sonic Wave and close in. Really, I think not much Closer can do from that wave position.
I'm trying to make a little play here as Raptor, and we do have Pyosik on the top side of the map, but yeah, the Lee Sin going to do quite a lot as Meganar is coming out here. Dudu gets it just in time and now clear in a really rough spot, but Raptor coming on in, trying to get that kill on a Dudu first. He's not going to be able to as the Q's flashed, and now Raptor is in a really rough spot himself. As the red buff getting so much work done here from Pyosik, the follow-up and the boulder, and a double kill goes to Pyosik at 4 minutes.
Absolute disaster there for BNK FearX, and it's on the back of Clear. You know, he's the one who has to bear the brunt of the blame there. He's the one who went back in and thought, I can get the solo kill, misjudges his damage, ends up getting not only him wrapped into the play, but Raptor as well. And the end result is now a monster-fed Wukong and a pretty devastating position for the game to be in. Even though the gold's even overall, given that massive influx of gold to the Wukong, and kind of making the top jungle matchup so uncomfortable is not how you wanted this game to start off.
Just feels like BNK at many points so far in the series are kind of tripping over their own feet. A lot of forced fights, a lot of unforced errors, it feels like, from BNK. And DNS are solid. I mean, they're not doing anything crazy out of the ordinary. They're just playing good League of Legends.
Yeah. Super close to having his Mega, and just look how close it is. One more auto and he would have had it there. It was so close. And then the problem is, there's no energy. I'm not even sure, he might have had the cooldowns available, but he didn't have energy, so he autos for the passive to get his energy back.
We got a fight in the bottom lane, it looks like. The Alistair almost dying. But he should be okay, it looks like. Very close trade down here.
And by the time he got his energy back, the wave was in the way and he could just flash it. But yeah, Peter not having a fun time, but jungler here.
Yeah, and it's the very fed Wukong, but he's not level 6. Still going to force. Oh, there it is. He gets it, actually, but just going to get both flashes out of the bottom lane. That's going to help out quite a lot.
Yep, really good for the bot lane of DNS to have that advantage. You burn the flashes of the Sivir and the Calm. They can no longer play as aggressive. And this is kind of a bit of the fallout from the top side. Pyosik being so strong, already level 6, able to come in and make an impact. Feels like it's just going from bad to worse for BNK FearX right now.
Yeah, they're definitely getting themselves into a lot of trouble. And DNS are right there to punish. Saw that closer also. He could have easily died to a follow-up gank here from Raptor, but he played the lane very well. Had the wave pushed, or rather pulled a little bit, was playing on the right side of the lane so that the Lee Sin couldn't quite get onto him. Also, obviously, no flash or ghost for Vikla makes it much more difficult to set up, as long as he keeps range. As now the flash comes in, and Diablo is alone here. Kellen does come on over with the shield, but full all in, and now a big rotation coming down here from BNK, as perhaps DNS overextended themselves. Raptor going to pick up the kill, and that's going to feel good for him coming back.
I think Doctor's going to blame Peter for that one. Bit of an overforce, unnecessary, unneeded. Saw an angle where Devil was alone, but unfortunately the Sivir able to kite out before the stun can come through from the Alistair in that situation. Oof. Top lane not going so well. But yeah, just a bit of an overstep, and when you don't have the support from your team, Peter ends up just kind of giving a freebie over to BNK FearX that they'll happily sweep up.
And it's onto the Corki, who's not able to get there and farm the wave. You give that kill over to Lee Sin, who's coming back.
Yeah, so it's a flash combo, and then Diablo uses a spell shield a little early, but the movement speed from the Karma means that Diablo can actually get away before the stun can come through, and then the squad comes in, and it's like, okay, goodbye. Goodbye. Dr. Thank you for sacrificing yourself for your support.
I mean, to be fair, he also did fully commit with his own Valkyrie, but at that point, really trying to make the play happen when they were already so overcommitted. Pyosik looks like he should be able to get this first Drake, actually. I thought maybe they would have been able to reset and just pick it up themselves, BNK, but
Diablo
not the case.
Was so low, and Pyosik is so strong, and also home guards are so powerful. I think because of all those factors, they couldn't really do it. I mean, there is a lead for this Sivir, who does have Cull in pocket, so at least despite, you know, the gank that got those flashes, bot lane is going how they'd hoped, right? That is one of the main takeaways we're getting from the situation.
Also, if you don't punish their flash being on cooldown, it's like, you know, did it even really matter at the end of the day?
I mean, I think the thing is that they do have to play differently without flashes, right? They can't push an advantage as much without them. But also, yes, I get your point. So,
okay, we got a stun here onto the Rise, but Raptor's still going in. Closer was moving forward. Now he's got Pioshik here as the kick does come out. And that is going to put an end to the trade. Raptor also still having his... Oh, he's going back in! And that is a sick play from Raptor. Now he's able to flash away, and there's nothing that Pioshik can do.
That was slick from Raptor. Raptor finishing the Eclipse as well. Has that one-item spike that I think DNS just weren't quite ready for. Disrespected a little bit. Closer stepping up too far after the initial play, but Raptor Vikla demonstrating what this mid-jungle can do. The 2v2 of the Rise Lee Sin better than the Cassiopeia and the Wukong, especially if you play it like that.
Yep, feeling pretty good about that. Our BNK now enjoying about 1,000 gold. The lead here is going to be Pioshik that does pick up both of these objectives. Well, he's just going to take one of the grubs and elect to actually back. So let's take another look at this trade.
Yeah, so walks back again to get the Sonic Wave in, and then doesn't want to overstep here. Wukong does a lot of damage, but the kick is great. Goes through the Cassiopeia as well, so deals the damage. Sonic Wave here into Ward Hop. Finishes off, and then a great flash as well to disengage. So just I like doing everything right, Raptor there, in a tricky situation, potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that the second the Sonic Wave hit the minion, Closer was backing away. He's like, oh crap, this Lee Sin can kill me. So he understood the assignment, but wasn't able to complete it and ended up dying there. And once again, they punish the Cassiopeia with a very easy setup with the Rise and the Lee Sin. So Closer now 0-2. Eventually he's going to get his items. You know, at this moment he's just got a Catalyst and a Tier and stuff like that. But so will Rise. So that's another winning one. As now we're trying to set up a play in the top lane. Looks like Dudu, not very long for this world, does not have Mega Gnar available, and he will just be going down. And that's a nice little setup play from BNK.
Definitely regretting that TP from Dudu there. Just flies straight in to immediately get punished. And BNK Fearx starting to get that momentum around their top side that they were looking for out of the draft. To see a play picked up by Closer, but it's very winning for BNK Fearx with what they're managing to achieve here. Helen and Diablo just playing a little bit safe on the bot side, respecting the fact that they didn't have any support from their team. Yeah, honestly, looking pretty stable so far for BNK Fearx. There's some mess in this game, don't get me wrong. Pioshik getting the 2 kills is big, but with how the game state is now, looking like they have restabilized. And going into the mid game, this is how you want things to be.
See that Pioshik trying to take short trades here with Raptor, as Peter with the unsealed spellbook ghosts up to join the fight. As now we do have the Petrify and Gaze coming down. Closer just trying to take a good trade on the backside of this, but he's very low. And now trying to make a play on the blue buff, stolen away by Pioshik, but he is going to be rooted down. They're not able to punish him just yet. Duckdom able to frontline here just a little bit. There's the engage from Peter, gets the stun down on a Raptor who does get away. And now the re-engage here from Pioshik, Closer, and him trying to burst down the mid lane, and they do that. Kellen in a lot of trouble, but Peter's going to be the one who does go down instead. And now low on health, low on mana, and the chase potential of these guys is so strong. Triple kill comes through for Raptor. And Closer, maybe he gets away with the Q movement speed and the minion wave, but that is another big fight here for BNK.
Big fight there, and I think a factor here is actually Kellen had just picked up the Echoes of Hellier going into that fight, and the amount of value you get in an early fight like this is actually kind of crazy. The constant healing coming through, and it was such a close fight, like so many people surviving a little bits of health, being able to sustain back up. We'll see here. So initially, it's BNK Fearx getting a lot of damage down onto the Wukong, and it's DNS kind of backing away. Closer's low on mana, Duckdom's low. Peter goes in aggressively, but like they're just not able to follow up really on top of it. They do manage to take out Vikla with the burst, but then Wukong dies, Peter gets taken out, and they're able to push forward once again. And the constant healing, shielding value from the Karma in this extended fight is just so valuable.
Yeah, it's pretty gigantic. Not to mention the speed boost to catch up to them so that the Corki couldn't get away. And just netting themselves an extra kill. So it's not the 7,000 gold lead we had from DNS in game 1 around this time, but it's still a very huge gold lead here for 13 minutes into the game. BNK will take their very well-earned first Drake of this one. And just enjoying their 2,000 gold lead in the 80 carry role as well is kind of insane. As this time it's Hextech Soul. So Infernal Soul into Hextech Soul. And that's going to be a big one for both sides, you can imagine. But as it stands now, BNK stabilizing, looking much better in these trades. Well, outside of the top lane that we saw. Little overextension. As, oh, the dodge on the gaze. And that might just be the end of closer here as one more Q would do it. There it is! Raptor locks it down, and he says, I'm pretty good at Lee Sin too.
Yeah, Vikla not able to connect the final shot, but Raptor has it in the bag. And 7-1 now on the Lee Sin. He's pretty strong. I wonder how much gold he has in his pocket, honestly.
This is solo Q Lee Sin right now.
Honestly, especially with the red smite and the eclipse, this is what you get. Korean solo queue, this is extremely common.
Yeah. At every level.
Yeah. So he does pick up the Sundered Sky. Yeah, this Lee Sin is dangerous, very dangerous. And the setup for it as well, right? You have the movement speed to get them into the fight. You have the point-and-click CC. I also feel like Lee Sin, when you're this fed, just kind of... I know they have the miasma and they have a lot of CC to deal with it, but he will just kind of... If he hits like a Sonic Wave and a knockdown, he will just kill him. He'll just one-shot him, basically.
Yeah. He's such a huge threat. I mean, Lee Sin that's this fed becomes an assassin, essentially, and there's not really a whole lot you can do about it because he's so mobile. And can get out of dodge very easily. And yeah, I mean, BNK kind of just own everything at this point. Like, the only sore spot for them was really the top lane matchup, but Clear's playing Renekton, so at the end of the day, he's like, well, this was always going to happen. And everybody else is just winning.
They're in a good spot. So Dragon needs Hextech Soul as well with their comp. Feels really good. They can stack that up as a win con. So they are definitely finding that. Oh, doo-doo.
So, yeah, trying to line this one up. This is the power of the Renekton and the Lee Sin. They're not quite able to get the kill because the Mega Gnar was coming in. But Raptor's ready for round 2. He's on the chase. The Q not going to miss. We do have the Gnar coming in, but it doesn't matter as the E is buffered. And he cast that first, so that's the end of the Gnar.
That's a lot of damage, you know. That's a lot of damage. Now they're going for the Rift Herald because Lee Sin was on the bot side, but BNK FairX are like, are you allowed to do that?
Well, they can get the kill. It does look like they are backing off because there's a fight happening, but Raptor's just taking a turret and bottom lane.
Honestly, we were talking about the solo queue Lee Sin. This is the most solo queue Lee Sin sort of thing. Guys, are we gonna fight Herald? No, I am taking bot tower.
Yeah.
I need more gold. 8-1, I don't care.
Yeah.
I need more items. Actually, this isn't solo queue. Even played with Steel Caps. No, not solo queue Lee Sin, no longer.
Yeah. Well, we had to go in there for a good 17 minutes.
Yeah. Need more damage. Diablo's gone the Storm Razor first on the Sivir. So, even more movement speed. But not something we commonly see. Normally it's like you either have Yuntal or Essence Reaver. Essence Reaver's been a lot more popular recently. But going for the Storm Razor, I hope it's not like the Vayne build people were going, where you got like a bunch of like energized stuff together. I really hope it's not that. Like we saw on Lucian, you know, like the Storm Razor Rapid Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it is because he's going
he's got
more Reminder second. I think Storm Razor's a fine item, you know, since they changed it. It's been pretty good. Just not something we typically see on the Sivir.
Yeah, certainly going to help him finish the job from very far ahead in this game, so I suppose that's part of the reasoning behind it as well. But yeah.
I think it's just go fast. That's the game plan.
just run at them and attack them.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the game plan, surely you go Phantom Dance a second. Just maximum movement speed.
And then Dead Man's Plate.
Yes. Tell Keln to build a Shrelia's.
Yeah. Honestly, if he got Shrelia's, I mean, he's not going to, but...
He's going the Helia Diadem build for maximum healing. I mean, it is crazy, that combo.
Oh, Duck Dom. Oh, looks like he's okay. Peter distracting them a little bit as we had everybody wrapping around the mid lane turret.
I think he'll probably go Moonstone second and then go Diadem third, because I don't think he's going to have the tier stacked up that soon. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Either way, is Karma going to be a problem with the amount of like shielding and healing it's going to have in later team fights? You know, you think of a team with like Cassiopeia and a Corki going to feel pretty okay about scaling, but into Sivir, Karma, Ryze, it's a bit uncomfortable.
So Kellen's getting engaged on here, but he just flashes and heals away. And they're going to get the TP out of Dudu.
And look at the Dragon as well. Herald can come down mid, and there is overgrowth on it, so this won't be enough just to one-shot it, but with a bit of effort, it will go down.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that BNK are like, well, Clear doesn't have TP, so we kind of just have to give this up. So DNS getting a mid lane tier 1 from this far behind. Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they'll take it. Getting rewarded with that Herald. They do lose that Dragon, obviously. And that is a point of concern as the game goes on. But I think right now, you can't really think about Soul. You just have to kind of think about, how do we survive the next 5 minutes?
Yeah. Just kind of have to take it one fight at a time. And speaking of which, we got a big rotation up to the top side, but I think Raptor can just easily back away from that one. And not overcommit to the dive once they see everybody going up there.
Yep. And again, I don't think BFX needs to do anything crazy right now. They don't need to do anything insane. They pick up the mid tower. They're just going to keep farming up some gold. If you overstep into all the CC that DNS have, that's how you let them back in the game. If you try and do some crazy dive and you 4-man walk into a Cassiopeia ult, that is the easiest way to lose this game.
Yeah, I think BNK could certainly find themselves falling into a trap like that. Specifically BNK. You know, just kind of overplaying their hand and saying, well, we're so far ahead, we want to aggress on this position and take the entire map because it's ours.
BNK4X being aggressive?
Take it by force.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
They're really good at that, you know? They kind of know where their strengths lie, and they're not one of those people that's like, I'm going to work on my weaknesses. They're like, no, I'm going to become the best at doing this one thing.
See champion, kill champion.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I can respect it. But it's doing good so far this game. I'm wondering if Closer builds Actualizer now that it's cheaper.
Why not?
I'm just wondering. I haven't seen, honestly, much, whether it's a thing on Cassiopeia now in the new patch. I would assume not, because I think there's a lot of other items you'd have to fit in.
Yeah, also Cassio, I mean, she has okay burst, but that's not what the champion does.
Just so much
like,
sustained damage anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really, you know, it's not really an item you expect to sync with her.
Yeah.
I think you often get a lot more utility items third. So I guess probably not. We've seen already Actualizer on Anivia. So I guess that's one that'll probably, we'll see it continue to happen. No doubt Vikla will build it. Kelm actually went for the Diadem completion second. Which I guess maybe the thought process is, you know, if I go Moonstone, I'm never finishing my Diadem before the game finishes, but it's kind of a weak item until it's stacked. So have to get stacking that as quick as possible, spamming shields on teammates and just queuing minions or champions or whatever.
Yeah, just press as many buttons as possible while nothing's happening.
Yes.
Might as well.
Honestly, there's a lot of time for that in this game.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's something we got to talk about because, you know, BNK, they have a very solid lead, but, you know, really the biggest issue for DNS, I think, is the Hextech Soul. That will be breathing down their necks in, you know, a good 7 or so minutes.
Well, I think the first 2 dragons kind of set the pace for this game. The fact it was Ocean Chemtech, that kind of indicated that no matter what the soul was going to be, it was going to be something that was problematic. Because Because I think any of those other souls that could have been BNK4X getting it would have been a big problem. And the fact it is Hextech just immediately, you know, DNS are like, oh man.
Yeah, just the best soul in the game. As Dudu getting on in there, doing a nice chunk to Raptor, but he's very fed. You're not killing him anytime soon. I do wonder, you know, Raptor does have a large chunk of the gold. Now, importantly, Diablo does as well. I think if it were only Raptor, you might find yourself in a little bit of trouble if this game went very long. If DNS just turtled up until like 40 minutes and somehow we're able to play from there, and then you've just got a Lee Sin in the late game.
I know what you're talking about, right? And we've all seen it. You Sonic Wave in, suddenly you get CC'd by 7 different people in a miasma, you instantly die, and a massive chunk of gold is wiped off your team.
Yeah.
I've seen it before. You know, we're talking about those solo queue Lee Sins. That's normally how the game ends.
To them very often.
So often you see...
Or they go 19-1.
You see an 8-1 Lee Sin in solo queue, and you think this is a 1 game. Deceptive. Don't believe their lies.
Yeah.
They are setting up for the dragon now, though.
Yeah.
DNS trying to push through this bot side, get some control of the vision.
Yeah, and also again, they have Ryze, they have Sivir who's very fed. Like they have a lot of options in the late game, especially if they get this Hextech Soul. I don't think the fed Lee Sin will matter all too much. You can see that DNS are actually trying to fight for this one. They're not going to give away free Hextech Drakes, as Meganar is going to be procced here. Ellen kind of in an awkward spot, gets ulted into the wall and just dies! DNS say thank you very much. We'll take a free karma. Does that come with a Renekton too? Yes, it does.
Just a massive flop by BNK4X. Raptor's looking, but I don't think you can kill him.
You're not killing him. Like this, no. Okay, well.
No.
Not under turret. Oh, okay. Well, he's going to try. The kick does come in, and the Cassiopeia is there with the Miasma. Does get the kill, but maybe a huge shutdown here for the Cassio. 1,080 gold goes to Peter. Deserved, honestly. And they're still diving. BNK, they just can't help it. They just can't help it.
I just said about the Lee Sin thing. It just happened. It just happened.
Oh, man.
Honestly, I'm kind of frustrated that Peter... I'm not blaming Peter, right? I would never do that. But I'm kind of frustrated that Peter got the gold because, honestly, it would have been great if Closer had gotten the gold just to kind of be like, this is what you get, Raptor. You can't play like this.
Yeah.
Kellen just walks up. You're playing Karma. Your job is stand behind your team and shield them. You're not playing Rel or Leona or something. Why are you walking up? You can. He has a bar underneath his health bar. It tells you when it's red, he's angry.
I think this is the most tilted you've been at a support death this whole year.
He was getting angry. You know that. Yeah, and here, Raptor's very strong, so he manages to make it out of the tower and kill him. But then it's the Zeke's, I think, damage finishes him off. I mean, Peter is a wealthy man now, so he's doing well for himself. Understandable.
Still doesn't have a second item anyway, as he built an orb. So
honestly, Oblivion Orb with Zeke's does kind of go hard.
Yeah.
But yes,
it's still delaying that item.
They closed a lot of the gold gap. They got that second dragon, which buys them time no matter what.
It's gigantic.
You know what? I think they kind of just shook BNK4X a little bit. Because, man, if I was BNK4X, I'd be a little tilted up that. We do get Actualizer coming in for Vikla, so that's a big spike. Infinity Edge for Diablo, again a big spike. Dockdown went the Serpent's Fang, which, I mean, Corki's very good at applying it, but it is a fair bit weaker on range champions. There's a good amount of value here, right? You have Lee Sin shields, Renekton Sterax, Seraphs on the rise, and then obviously Karma is the big one.
Yeah. You're leaving the best for last, so
best to last, of course.
It's the best value.
Yes. Don't worry, Brendan.
Gotta say the Karma.
Yeah, and speaking of the Karma, the item is 1 away from being stacked.
Cast.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Fully stacked. Online. Peter's a Bandle Piper as well now. That's what he spent the money on. A new instrument.
It actually is. I mean, he will be getting some great value out of that.
Oh, we do get the Actualizer from Closer.
Yeah, we do.
So we were wondering if it was happening. And so I was looking it up, actually. Not being super common in solo queue on this patch. It's like, third item, it's like a 2% pick rate to get Actualizer third. A lot more Rylai's or Leandries or Zhonya's.
Yeah.
But he's opting to go for it here. It is very cheap, right? Obviously, you're not going to get as much value as a Ryze does. But, you know, boosts your healing, your shielding from the Seraphs, your healing from Roa and your Twin Fangs, and just a lot of power. I think the big thing is that getting the max, like if you ult and then you just have it up and you just maximum DPS during that time period, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if we get a lot of value from Closer with it. Obviously, Vikla, we know what a Ryze can do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was already a very good item. I think Riot just thought, okay, it's a little bit too niche. Let's make it a little bit more open to everyone. And now I feel like that it's 2,800 gold. Like, everybody's going to be buying this.
Yeah, the thing is, it was already really good for Ryze.
Yeah.
Because obviously he gets so much mana from his passive. And obviously scales with mana. But I think for everyone else, it was just a bit too expensive.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of champions who go like this Roa. Well, not a lot, but there's a decent amount of champions who go Roa Seraphs, like, you know.
Maybe some more will. Maybe Ari's getting back on that train.
Not sure about that. And even if she went Roa, she wouldn't go Roa and Seraph.
Yeah. Well, Raptor's going in there. He finds Duck Dom, who just kind of flashes away. But the re-engage does come in. As Pyosik is on the chase, but he's just going to die instead. Oh, not dead just yet. Finally does go down to the W. As now Clear is being taken down by Closer on the bottom side. Very messy fight. But a 1-for-1 for now.
I think we just saw Actualizer on display. Because both Pyosik and Clear kind of just got two-hit. Like, they absolutely got decimated.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. 2,800, by the way.
It does the boom boom.
Yeah.
Damage.
I think as well, obviously, our LCK mid laners are going to be so good at using it at the right time and getting value from it. That was kind of disgusting. Dragon now up in 5 seconds. We're going to slide into a replay. So here, I think the big thing for me was just look at Pyosik's health bar when he goes in, and look how quickly he just gets nuked.
Yeah.
And he's just dead. And then look at Clear, who just gets like, he gets solo killed by Closer, by the way.
He's just trying to walk to the fight. He can't.
That was interacting with ult, and he just got shredded in seconds.
Yeah. So BNK got the Dragon during the replay.
Yeah.
Looks like we didn't really have much of a fight over it, but maybe we'll get a replay of that as well. But yeah, seeing as we didn't get to see it, I think it was just kind of taken. But yeah, still a very close game. I mean, BNK are a Dragon ahead. They're still 2,000 gold ahead. They still have a pretty fed Sivir, which is really what I'm looking at more so than the Lee Sin.
Yeah.
But the mid laners are even, and Dudu's ahead. So I feel like DNS definitely have some good outs in this game.
The Cassiopeia does absurd damage. That is the big thing, right? You get a big Cassiopeia ult, you can definitely bring it back. It's just, it's coming down to execution, I feel. We did get double going the Navori now, so quite late. You know, often see that second item with the Essence Reaver build. But we'll get that cooldown reduction, which I think is just so core to Sivir, getting that. Obviously, you get some from when your ult's active, but having that just means you have your W up so much more, which represents so much attack speed, so much AoE damage, and your spell shield. You've pointed something out to me that is a little bit hurtful.
Yeah.
Dr. is building a 4th item collector.
Yeah, I mean, he's already behind, and it's 32 minutes into the game.
A little bit late in the game for that one.
4th item collector. I don't really get it.
I think I'm not justifying. I want to be very clear, Brendan. I'm not I'm not justifying.
Just call me Burger. It's easier.
I'm being very clear, Big. I'm not justifying this. But I think his thought process is, I want to go my big crit items, but I don't have much crit. So I need to build something crit first before I can go like Infinity Edge. I'm assuming that's a thought process. What I'm going to tell you, Brendan, is that is wrong. Okay?
Wrong thought process.
You could have just built LDR, right?
Yeah.
At this point in the game, look how much armor there is on the enemy team.
What he should have built.
He should have just built that.
But at least he completed it right before a potential fight. So he's got that going on for him.
He should have just built LDR. Everyone on the other team is going to have...
Yeah.
Lee Sin has 206 armor, by the way.
And he is level 16. Like, he's pretty fed. I mean, to be fair, the Wukong is as well. They're just going to start up the Baron. As the root comes down on a Dudu, he is mini at the moment. As Peter's getting in there, he's creating a ruckus. Another Sonic Wave going to go on to Dudu, but that's a kill on a Peter already. Clear, going a little bit too far, but he's got GA, and that's a lot of low health bars here on the side of DNS. And so they're going to push them away, but the Baron at least is stopped. Will they restart it? Yes, they will.
You have to find a way to reapproach. Dudu has TP. Piosik's trying to heal up the Grom and move back in. They still have the Cassiopeia ult.
Yeah, trying to set this one up onto Closer, who just goes gold, and there's the TP. Duckdom gets over the wall. And Dudu, no Meganar, and another TP coming in. This is looking good for BNK. The ult is pretty good, though. Tons of damage. They get Diablo just like that, but Duckdom goes down as well. Closer super low, and they're just able to burst him down. But Dudu, maybe he's the carry. He's got Pioshik as a frontline, too. And now with TP coming in from Alistair. All right, re-engage. Meganar coming in. And they're trying to go for Vikla, but he is very slippery. A lot of roots coming down. The Gnar is terrible. Does a little bit of damage. And Dudu, I think, eventually just gets rooted and killed. And down he goes. Well, at least they stopped the Baron.
The thing is as well, Kellen is just getting so much healing and shielding throughout that fight. And the fact he stayed alive, the value he's getting is kind of crazy. This one didn't start off too well. Peter kind of just goes in early and just dies. And we also see Duckdom hitting clear and just, considering how strong AD carries have been this season, not doing too much damage, you know? Not really doing that much shred.
Saying the Collector isn't doing too much.
Not an optimal Renekton killing build, I would say, is my interpretation. Closer gets a massive ult here, by the way. Catches Diablo in this situation.
Oh.
Look at him, just on the edge.
Dead.
Unfortunately, his AD carry just, I don't even know what killed him. He just vanished, I'll be honest. And Vikla's still alive, and Vikla is just the main character, I feel. And also, look at all the healing that just keeps coming through. Look at these little things from Kellen that are just healing clear. Look at these numbers. It's like 20, 40,
33.
30. Yeah.
26.
This has been going on all fight.
23.
Just these constant little green numbers.
Yeah.
If this is happening, this is a long fight. If this just keeps happening over the course of a fight. Look at that, it was 154.
Yeah.
The value the Karma's getting.
Die to Gnar at the beginning.
Yes. Don't die to Gnar right at the start of the fight. That is a good strategy.
Piosik's here. I mean, it's against Elisa. No, the spite is early, but he's not able to get into the pit. It's Hextech Soul, and now the engage goes in on a Diablo, but it's a little bit half-hearted, as it's only really Peter who gets in there. Raptor trying to make it happen on the front line, and yeah, Closer goes down. This is looking good for BNK. And Dudu trying to run away from Raptor. The Q nearly going to hit Duckdom. And he's just essentially playing with his food. But yeah, that's a giant fight now for BNK on this Drake.
They got Soul, they won the fight. Oh my, the Rise is here. Vikla's running! Oh, he won't get him. But I think the base is going to suffer a heavy blow on the back. Dude, go to base. You do not have the health bar to be hanging around. Yeah, I think this might be it. They might not end the game this second, but they're going to definitely do a lot of damage to the structures.
And they're certainly going to try. I mean, with Closer down for 20 seconds, they're going to stick around, get some Mantra.
I think the
Spires there.
The wave, yeah. So
just a little bit of extra chip, but okay. Yeah, he's going to be denied, and the Gnar catches two. Vikla, basically a bajillion gold goes over to the Duckdom, goes over to the Corki. And now they're trying to fight here, trying to get Raptor out. The stun comes down, and the damage from the Sivir is actually insane, as Pioshik is just going to melt, and the entire team melts. At least Peter and Duckdom get away for now. And the ult this time not quite going to land. Closer not very long for this world, so the staying around actually does work out for BNK for now.
Yeah, we'll call it a bait.
Yeah. Well, Sonic Wave on a Duckdom. Raptor wants it. He's going to go for it. Is able to hop over to his teammate. The wave once again cleared. And they're still here.
I think they just end. I think, you know, Karma's still here. I think it's time to end the game.
It's time. Get us out of this one, BNK. And Duckdom.
Duckdom, you can go in the fountain.
He's trying his best. He's trying to get those damage numbers a little bit higher.
Oh!
Nice. Not gonna matter. Nexus goes down. It's 1-1. We have a series on our hands.
This is certainly more the vibe I imagined for this series compared to that game one. It was definitely a little bit chaotic, a little bit hectic. Also, the karma value was kind of crazy.
알리평 좀 볼게 얘들아.
타자. 끝낼 듯. 오케이.
야, 나 이거 못할 것 같은데?
빠진 거 봐줄게. 맞아. 빠져볼래? 아이고. 빼면서 해봐 이거 50.
나 가인이야 나 가인. 나떠 2초. 방어 줘봐.
얘들아 이거 그냥 리신 버리면서 빼도
아니
된다.
방어 줘봐. 나를 노공이야.
아 이겨.
천천히 해. 오고.
다시 높을.
W 2초.
이거 그렇게 진목 가게 막아주면 좋아.
1대 4초. 45.
다시 높을이야.
네.
나 W.
해줘.
이렇게 막게.
앞라인